Hello again. Several people have been asking questions about how the cards are constructed, where there is either a printed or a stamped image that is partly visible underneath die cut shape or whatever, and then the rest of it is going to be printed onto that die cut shape. So the exponent of this art really is Shane. He is the most meticulous crafter, makes the most exquisite cards, and he is the chap who actually gave me the idea of doing this. And since then the process has been sort of developed and interpreted in lots of different ways by lots of different crafters. Anyway, I'm just going to show you one way, my way, of doing this sort of technique. So this is a sheet of A4 card. This is the card that I make from one of these sheets, which is literally a square card cut from this this piece. I always have a bit left over like this from down the side, and this is often what I cut and stamp sentiments from, tiny die cuts, all this kind of stuff, so it doesn't actually go to waste. Loads of it is used for all sorts of things. You can see here, sort of thing that's out of the bin. Anyway, the first thing I did was go to my downloads of watercolour flowers, and I found these tiny little forget-me-not things which I thought looked absolutely gorgeous. And with this at my computer, if anybody has seen my video that I do showing how I arrange things on the computer to print for cards, held this against the screen. Well, actually I didn't. I made a square this size to see where I wanted to have this. In my mind's eye, I'd got a vision of a little bit in the corner with a star, partly over it, other stars, etc. So that's where I wanted to put the flowers. So I put one in that position, and I did another one, which is a copy of that, further down the page, out of the way. So the next thing I wanted to do was to sort of plan out where I wanted the elements on the card to be, where I wanted that. So this is the die. This is a press cut die. It's one of a set of about 16 or more. Fabulous. I use them all the time, and the increments are so small that you can get a lovely narrow border around an image if you want. So got to decide where that's going to be. I cut out a mock-up of the star. It's going to be cut here eventually, but I wanted to place it on there to see how much of those flowers I wanted showing and how much I wanted to be on the star. So down here, this is the die that cut that. I can see if I place this in the same position as that, with the same bits showing, I can see how much of that design will show on the star. So that's one thing. This star is one of a set of nesting stars from Little Bee, and they're kind of versatile really, because this bit is just the stitched element that goes around the star. That bit is the bit that cuts out. This bit is a bit which embosses that stitching. So I can actually use this just for embossing on a background if I wish to, by itself. So really, I love them. They're really good. So that is that. Am I happy with that? Yes. So what I'm going to do now is look at that. Look at this. See, I've got exactly the same position that I want. And I'm going to tape this down with some of my low tack tape. fabulous low tack tape from Sticks to Anything, the company is called. I will write, my granddaughter told me I ought to write what I use at the bottom in the description of videos. I don't know what I'm doing with videos, really. It's all a bit of an anathema to me. But I'm kind of getting there, but slowly. Let's look at that. I think that's about right. So I'm just going to take that down to there. Got to make sure that that stitched bit in the middle is equidistant all the way around, otherwise it'll look a bit lopsided. Doesn't look too bad. A little bit of care in the preparation process, it makes all the difference. And this is where I want the this one to go. I think that's going to be fine. I like to, that's a bit OCD really, the same distance there and there. If it's going to be in a corner, it's got to be in a corner, not right at the bottom or right at the side. I'm a bit funny about stuff. So now I also want to make sure that this bit is parallel with the edge of the card, because I know that that's square. Using my linen, silk weave linen from Cintigo. These little things are embossing dies. They don't cut out, they just cut in to the card. They're from the Creative Depot, German company. This one's got tiny stars on it, and this one has got little hearts on, so I've got to be careful that that one's the right way up. This one, it doesn't matter because the stars are stars, whichever way you put them. So I'm going to take these down as well, actually, because I want to make sure they're in the position I want them. A bit higher. This one in a bit. And in the correct orientation for that one particularly. So let's do this. I have an idea. I may want to put some little random stars all over the place. So in that case, I would use this die, which is from Memory Box. So that could go there, or I'm going to cut that later. I'm just going to chop this. I would do this on my trimmer normally, but it's over there. So I'm just going to cut this down so that it'll fit through this. Will it fit through that machine? I don't know if it will. Need to take off a bit more. I would normally do this in my switch, but this machine's here, so it's quicker. Right, take that off. I don't need that there. Let's cut this out. Okay. If you hear that cracking, if you've got a larger machine and you can manage to cut a big die like this slightly on the angle, so that as the rollers come over it, it doesn't come across a barrier like that. If you can do it like that, you won't get the cracking, and you probably make your plates last a lot longer. So that's by the by. Okay, that one's done with for the minute. I'll put that there. Now, when I take these off, all I've got is little embossed. Can you see those? Little embossed stars. Just adds a little bit of interest to the background. Okay. Now, what I need to do is to cut this one out so that I can arrange it over there. So that can go into the machine and cut. Okay. Here's my star. Now, this fits right here. And the way I'm going to put it on is to use some foam tape so that it's just got that bit of relief. It's going to stick up a little bit, but can you see how that fits like that? Now, I thought it'd be rather fun if we had a bunny sitting on this star. You see where I want to put some of the other little stars around here. So I've I've cut out a few bunnies that I've got. These two are Charlie and Portion, and I put this. I looked at him like that, and he looks as if he's about to take a flying leap. So I thought, well, he's probably not the right one to put on. I looked at this one, and he looks much more comfortable. He's sitting there. He's fairly happy. So he was a possibility. This is also a Charlie and a Portion one, but he's not actually sitting. So the only way I could get him to go on would be to probably let him go astride like that. It's a possibility. I don't know what I think. The other one is the Alexandra Renka, the big old chap, the very popular little chap. And he could go on. And I think he fits quite nicely, actually. He is by Alexandra Renka, but you can also get him from Atelier de Carine, a French company. So I think sometimes some of these dyes do go across brands. I've seen ones that I think are memory box, but I've seen them as Simon Says stamp ones. So, you know, I think there's a little bit of leeway with these things. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to put my foam tape. This is also by Sticks to Anything, and I like this one because it's so narrow, and it's not too thick either. Put some of this on the back. Put a little bit in between there. There we go, that'll do. Now, because this has got to be positioned really carefully, this adhesive on the back of this foam tape is really strong. And as soon as it touches the card front, it will grab it and I won't be able to move it. If I try and move it, I'll probably pull some of the surface of the card off. So what I do, you've probably seen this before, is just, getting ahead of myself, I haven't taken the backing off. Oh dear. Excuse the state of my fingers. I was messing about with some new metallic alcohol inks that arrived yesterday. And you never saw such a pickle. It looked like World War III. There we go. Right, I'm going to put some this glue stick on there. It doesn't stop the foam tape from being any less strong, but for the initial stages, it gives me a little bit more manoeuvrability. So now I've got to look carefully over this to see just, excuse my head, I've just got to get it in line. I think that's it. Okay, so now you see the flowers, the forget-me-nots, are just cascading over the star and coming out from under the star, which is kind of cute. Now this little chap is going to have to go on a foam pad as well, because if he's sitting on here, the back of him is going to be away from the card. So I'm going to have to put some foam tape on the back of him. And let me just cut some of these out a minute, because I might arrange this and just not do the whole thing, just to save a bit of your time. So let's have some stars. These are memory box and I like them so much I bought them twice. I often do that. I think, oh, that's on sale. I like those. I'll get those, forgetting that when I come to put them away, I've already got some. Friend of mine's done very well because I keep getting them over and over again. Right, let's just, you see, this, my idea for these is just to, whoops-a-daisy, add them randomly. I've got to imagine where he's going to go. There. And I'm going to keep him white. I love, absolutely love white on white. This one's got a hint of blue, but you get the idea. So he's going to go on there. The bottom will be stuck to the star. The back of him will have some foam tape on. And I found this set of stamps by Paper Smoochies. Now this is very, very old. thought, is that one? Do you know, I've got various stamps that have fallen off places stuck on the side of my carousel here, and I've just seen that one's missing, and I did have it on there, so excuse me for doing this, but I just found it. Oh dear. There we are. Right, what I found was Make-A-Wish, and I thought he's wishing on a star, look, so I thought Make-A-Wish might look rather nice just down here somewhere. So I'm going to cut this video short because I wanted you to see the process of layering up images like this that you've printed on the computer. I will finish the card and I will put this card as the thumbnail for the video so that you can see what's happening. Well, I hope you found a little bit of this useful and that you can have fun with your digital images too. Thank you so much once more for watching.